Hey, welcome back. I want to start this video saying that I did not have a good day. Actually, I had a terrible day today trading. Not only my bank account, but my mental account was not in order. The market went up and I took four shorts, 3 losers, and 1 break even. I am a firm believer that if you let these bad days pass, you will become a worse as a trader, right? Whereas if you take these days and you break it apart and you try to search, investigate, be a little bit more like a scientist, I think you can get better, right? I'm a firm believer of that. So that's what I did in the afternoon. Now I'm recording this video and I want to go back and forth from few charts, my account, the H1, the dollar, because I did have few signs that would have helped me to convince myself and being aware of what was going to happen. And what was happening actually during the trading day, that the market was going up and I was shorting, right? Fortunately, I do have a very good risk management tools, and I ended up losing $500. Yes, I lost 400 on Friday. I lost 500 today. My account is suffering. My brokerage account my trading account is suffering a little bit. But the most important account is the mental account. I'm gonna break down the trades so I can learn and see why I could have done better. Even if I didn't sell the long, because I was trying to convince myself to take the long later in the afternoon, but the market was already up 2%, and that is not a bad attitude to have. When the market moved, yes, it could go up 4%. That doesn't mean you need to short. That's a very, very dangerous assumption, right? All right, if you're not gonna go long, you're gonna go short, right? That's a very dangerous way of thinking when you're trading. But I could have just walk away and wait for another opportunity. But the important part here is that we're gonna break this thing apart this day, and we're gonna try to find things that will teach us and will make us better, all right? So let's jump right into the H1. I did have all right, 3 losers and 1 break even. Actually, these first 2 trades were the same area, and the second one was a retake that I took. The same trade, I took it twice. Look, I could spot 2 things here, 2 bad things that I, 2 principal mistakes that I made here. Okay, so first I was considering this area, right, because of this retest, but actually the good area was up here, and it was perfectly fine. I did not have a good information off of the tick chart. So this is 945. I did not have a defined trend in the tick chart, nor in the ADQD. So if you see the ADQD, let's go take a look at the ADQD. It was okay because we opened up here, came back down, and now it was retracing. I was thinking, okay, this thing can continue to go down. All right, and what about the tick chart? The tick chart opened up here. I do not pay attention to this one, but to the second candle, because we often open up in extremes and then it quickly moved to a more coherent levels, right? So I was thinking, all right, this thing came down, now it's breaking up, but still not breaking this high. But the reality is that I did not have enough information from this chart. Okay, so let's take a look at the dollar. Look at where the dollar was. So the dollar opened up here. The market opened up here, right? And it was coming to supply. This 112.37 is a supply that we draw during the pre-market, right? We had this. And I said, all right, if we break to the upside, then we will have some drop. We never broke to the upside. So here's the important part. I was not aware of this. I was completely oblivious. And that is where your lack of awareness can hurt you, right? And create a bias to trade the markets in one direction exclusively. And that is just simply wrong. You need to open up your trading ideas and see, all right, this is a possibility. I'm going to take the risk here or there, right? But I did not have a good setup. Yes, it could have worked. And I want to say, like, the geometry up here was the one. And I'm going to show you. If we would have taken that and coulda, shoulda, woulda. I didn't see it, right? So I'm not saying that I would turn back time. I just want to learn what I did to just trade better in the future, right? So here's the second trade. I got in here, and then it moved very quickly 1-to-1. I stopped out, break even. Okay, where the right area to trade from was here. And if you go see the tick chart was actually in better position right here. Okay, let's go to the internals here. Actually, the ADQD retraced a little bit more, and we now have some sort of signal here. All right, we created a high. Now we're creating a higher high right here. Okay, we're creating a higher high on the second one, but the tick chart is not. Okay, at this level of the tick chart, the market was going higher, or this is the second test of the market. Now, If this thing would have been here, then I would say, all right, we never had this signal. But the tick chart was telling you here. So there's a combination of few things. Could have been impatience, like I was not patient enough to for this setup to give me the right signals. Number two, I did wanted to take a short when the dollar was in supply, right? So those things just teach me for the future. Okay. All right, let's keep going. And it's so bad. The market went up plus 2%, right? And I took 3 shorts. Now the sad part is that I could have profit off of those shorts. Each and every one of those gave some profit, right? I was not into profit because, for instance, in this one, my entry was here, where the correct area was right here. Okay, so my level was actually flawed. It was not good. Okay, and I was not only reading bad the market, but I was looking for zones that were not optimal, were not high quality. All right. Now I wanna show, before I continue, I wanna show one thing that that should have opened up my eyes during the trading session, and I did not want it to see it, or I was simply oblivious of this. I just forgot it, you name it. But on the pre-market, and I do this every Sunday, right? Or for the week. On the pre-market, we put this yellow line. This yellow line is the POC for the value area, right? A few days in the past. So we did have this consolidation, okay? And during the pre-market, I put this line here, and I said, all right, this is the POC. For those who come and see my pre-market video, this is the POC. This is gonna act as a magnet, right? So if we end up going up, we dropped here overnight, right? So this is just overnight dropping. So I don't care about this. And the actual areas, the zones, were around here. But being so close to the POC is where the big bulk of orders are, is where institutional trading happened. The majority of volume happened there. So it's gonna act as a magnet. Okay. So what happened? We ended up closing right there. It's yet to see what's gonna happen tomorrow, right? And this POC might not move. I'm gonna redraw this POC tomorrow morning and see if this volume was actually high enough for the POC to be moved, right? But that's another thing. If this thing is going up, I had to be careful and see, all right, I was shorting at 200, 11,200 right here. And I think I actually said it in the live stream. I don't recall exactly, but and I said, all right, the POC is 100 points above. If we happen to close there, we're going to have a 2 or 3% day. And it did, right? It moved to a 2.5% to the upside. So just an idea that will teach me for the future not to ignore completely where the POC, the most recent POC is, okay? All right, so another chart that I think is extremely important for us to watch is the dollar chart, okay? And why I do say the dollar chart is extremely important for us to watch, because we do analyze the dollar every day. So let's bring the dollar chart here. If we bring the dollar chart here, we can see. So here's the gap from Sunday. Let me bring it here. There you go. So this is the 5 minute. Let's put the 30 minute, and we can go down in price, right? Down in time frame. Sorry. So here's the break. Sorry, here's the open for Sunday. We were paying attention to this entire area. This entire area was a demand that we consider now a supply area. So we held this area to the upside. Now we finally broke down. Now we came back to retest here, and I was completely unaware of this thing. I was not unaware. I was somehow biased to the short side for one reason that I cannot explain. I just wanted to take shorts. I think the overall trend on the daily might have blurred my vision or something. Not my real vision, but my trading vision, right? And I wanted to short when I was clearly, here's when the market opened. The market opened at 9:30, right? The dollar came up to test that supply, right? To test that supply, and what it did immediately was going down, okay? After we broke down around 11, we broke down, and I said, all right, if we come back to this area, the green line, we might have some continuation to the downside, and that is what it did. Yes, the dollar came here, right? Retraced a little bit. It was still going up, but the market was going up with it, okay? So what this means is that even though the dollar is going up, but it's being sold because the market is going up with it, okay? And we have seen when the dollar drops and the market drops, it's because the dollar is being bought, right? So the correlation, if you guys know, is around 80%. It doesn't work 100%, right? It's 80% correlation, 82% to be more specific. And it has some variation. Sometimes it goes up and the market goes up. But what is the important point here is that we did have a trend down. Even though this thing was going up, the trend on the 30 minute, the 5 minutes was going down. We might have a spike tomorrow and the market will continue to drop. But this was the setup today, okay? And this is very important for me to tell, not only to record a video for you to watch, but to myself, right? So the main purpose of this video is not only help you guys, but to help myself doing these videos, okay? All right, so let's continue here. Let's continue on here. It's a very frustrating day for me, not because the market was going up, it's because I was not doing the right things, right? And I do have a lot of experience, but from time to time, I have these days. Now, the difference from my today's trading and this sort of day, probably 3 years ago, I would have blown several accounts or lost several $1,000s. Okay, it just cost me $500, and I was very, very frustrated, but I learned how to overcome that frustration, and my way out, or my exit strategy of this type of days is just try to dissect and try to investigate why I did it wrong, why I did not watch it, why I did not see the movement. Okay. All right, let's continue here. Same thing. I think this was the worst trade I took. Okay. Not only because this was a zone that was created, I think, Friday, and the ADQD, look, the tick chart has a clear uptrend. ADQD couldn't be more coherent to the upside, right? But this is the most important part. I've told how important it is for me to take fresh zones, right? Yes, I do want a retest. If I would have just this one, not this one, that would have been a very, very nice, very good zone to trade from. But not even this one, because this one spent too much time inside the zone, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. This one, just 1 week, right? Or if the zone would have been this one, the drop is drop, and this little retest that you see here, yes, it's very invisible, but it's right there, right? This would have been a nice area now. It is a nice area, but it was tested once, twice. And not only that, the dollar was coming down. This was my argument, right? To take this trade. Yes, the dollar is coming down, it's still in demand. It could continue to go up, but it was just not a good trade, okay? And actually, I was in profit a little bit, probably quarter bar, but at the end, I got stopped out. All right, let's continue on. So this is the last trade. Now, the good part of my day is that even though I was down 2R minus $400, I said I want to take another trade. Okay, I think it's Monday. We don't have a P&L for the week, a P&L for the month. The month is just starting, so I let myself take like a fourth trade, right? Actually, my rule is -3, so I did not take any. I did not break any management rule, but I recognized I was not reading the market correctly. Okay, so what I did in this trade is that I lowered my size, right? I cut my size in half. I just wanted to take another trade, and I let myself take another one. So I was watching these 2 pivots, right? But again, I did take this one with the retest, but the right area was here. If you see the base drop with this week retesting this one, that was the right area. Now the ADQD was not even coherent to the upside. Okay, it was not good to the upside, it was not good to the downside, it was just in the middle of the chart. Okay, now you could argue it went down, now it's coherent to the upside, doing this type of stairway pattern to the upside. Now it's coming down, so I am not allowed to take shorts when this thing is happening, right? Now, if we would have another scenario where this thing came down here and then retraced back up like this far, then yes. But this is not a good retracement, right? I was actually eager to take more trades. The tick chart was not it was good. It was making new lows right here. Now we had this extreme, which is not bad. It was a good extreme, right? But here's the part: the dollar was it broke down. Now it was coming back to supply, right? We broke down, retest. We were expecting this thing to continue to the downside. Yes, it was going up here, but remember what I said. The dollar was going up, but the market was going up as well. Now, whereas if I would have taken this zone right here, this rally base and drop with this little week of retest, would have been a very nice area. And I don't let this go, these days to just go, and I don't make any changes, okay? And I did make a change, and I'm gonna start tracking this thing. I'm going to settings, custom statistics. So I added this comment, the custom comment number 14. I add this week overlapping, close to the recent pivot, area before the previous pivot, good geometry, flood geometry, tested supply, right? So I did add all these custom comments because I do think I had the opportunity here to realize that I was taking trades right before the pivot. You see that? This is a recent pivot. I was taking this one. That was my fourth trade, right? But what about the previous one? Oh, the previous one was above the pivot, but the first trade was also before the pivot. See that? The pivot is right here. I was taking this one, okay? So I want to start tracking that in my trading. I do think if every time I do this, I correct myself and I learn from these type of days, I think we can become better traders, okay? This is a very hard discipline, but it's certainly not impossible, okay? Because I've done it numerous times, and when I, in my best state of mind, I can profit off of the market, right? And when I am not seeing things clearly, you can have this type of days. Now, how you overcome this type of days is a question that you need to ask yourself, right? Are you able to grasp a drawdown? Are you able to handle a drawdown? What do you do mentally? How do you handle the losses? Okay, and I'm saying this from a position that from this position that I'm at right now, but not a long time ago, a year ago, 18 months ago, I was very unstable. I could blow accounts, okay, and just try to. I wanted to just smash my computer against the floor, right? And it's pretty hard to learn, but I think with practice, with repetition, we are all able to do it. Okay, this thing takes time, and this YouTube channel is going to be the evidence of the possibility of becoming a professional trader. Okay, that's my main goal with this channel, right? Document everything, learn other people, teach other people, and teach myself, help other people, and help myself doing this. Okay, so if you like what I do, please consider subscribing to the channel. We do a very big effort to become better traders and handle the channel as well. So I would appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share to other people so we can grow and help other traders. Okay, all right, thank you. See you guys tomorrow.